arriba Castillete hasta el Táchira, que con
Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises there. How about Hashem Yahushai? Hashem Makakdash. Double honors unto the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone. Salutation to you, Akim, pushing the sword in sincerity and truth. This is your brother Yassad back at you with another lesson, willing to define. And this lesson here is the Lord is stirring up war. The Lord is stirring up war. Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai is stirring up war. Right? As you see, hey, war right at our doorsteps. We're in Trinidad here, It's just to show you that, hey, nowhere is safe, right? Nowhere is safe. The Lord could bring tribulation and great judgments to anywhere, right? I know basically what we've seen here. I mean, we might sound very repetitive, but that is it. We've been in the spirit of prophecy, going into the scriptures and implying them into what actually is taking place across the four corners of the earth right now, and making it plain upon tables for the people to understand that the time that we are living in, That's why I seen the Lord, causing all of these events to take place upon the earth, right? And the vibration of war is heavily in the air, from one war to the next, and so it goes, and it's not going to stop until Babylon be destroyed and World War III kicks off, Well, we surely know the major prophecy as well, the MOTB being implemented until Yahushua come, because these times that we are living in is some real exciting times. Sometimes where we see the prophecies happening before our eyes. That's why I seen so the Lord giving them all that breakthroughs and advancement in the technologies and all these things, because is the time ripe. Is the high time coming, The high time for judgment to proceed, it is coming. See this spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. So we seen it, right? And as the Lord said unto them, no sign shall be given unto them but of the sign of the prophet Jonah. And that is all the sign you needed, because the prophets here coming out and doing just as it was in the days are old. Jeremiah 28 and 8. The prophets are old, did prophesy against many kingdoms and against many countries and tongue and whatnot, against evil, war and pestilence. And this is the sign that you're really supposed to be looking for, the prophets that bringing out the word, the prophecies, right? Going into the prophecies. That is the most important, right? That is the sign, because we here letting you know plainly that what's taking place, and it's all the prophecies being fulfilled, gradually, right? So let's play out.
Prenden 851 kilómetros de los 2.219 kilómetros que tenemos de línea fronteriza con Colombia.
Venezuela, many Americans sleeping on this, but a massive war is about to begin. And this is going to involve America, and it's going to run all the way up to our border. They are stating right at the gate that this is a narco-drug type of operation, but Maduro and his people feel like this is another attempt to come and overthrow him. It could all be bundled together, which is probably what is about to happen. We have destroyers, Poseidons, everything you could think of surrounding them down here in the Caribbean. And he is rallying troops, putting them on the border areas, around the coastline, and they just suffered a massive blackout. Their main city of Caracas just got rocked by what they're calling electrical sabotage. So, massive blackout here hitting. As they're rallying, you can see here, and they're preparing for war. And here you can see a U.S. guided missile cruiser spotted crossing the Panama Canal. As we've got these warships heading to the area. This is real deal, the big guns. Going for Maduro. So it's about to go down, and the whole news cycle is going to change. This is going to affect everything big time, and there's going to be blowback. Doing things like shutting the lights out in their whole entire capital is very, very indicative of a strike about to happen. And again, Americans would be crazy to think that this can't happen to them. There will be some type of blowback, counter attack from them once this all kicks up. And I feel it's going to be huge, and it's going to be ongoing. You're going to see car bombings, you're going to see all types of stuff. You're going to see the craziest of the crazy brought to America, and it's all by design, and they've been waiting to play this card for some time. So it's about to begin. We have a plan, especially if you're in one of the border cities down by our southern border that could see an influx of targeted attacks and things like that, since it will be the easiest for them to get to and to pull off. But this is widespread everywhere. A heads up, I'll leave links here. Join me for the live show going live Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern, talking about this and a whole lot more in greater detail. Hope to see you there. Much love.
Yeah, because hey, what we seeing stirring up right now is war. Right, this is the book of Ecclesiastes chapter 1. Ecclesiastes chapter 3 and verses 8. It's a time of love, a time to love, a time to hate, a time of war and a time of peace, and now as well. Hey, they're gonna seek for peace, but there shall be none. That time asking for peace and all of these things, hey, it's over. Because what is pronounced through the prophecies, so the Lord has pronounced, is just war, pestilence. Hey, this is just the beginning of great sorrows, because we know, hey, war kicks off with the US and Venezuela. No ships gonna be coming in. That is gonna affect the food chain. The cost of living is gonna get much higher. You know, and who knows how it's gonna extensify. Right? And just as that, hey, the Lord could bring great suffering, you know, plagues, you know, shortages of goods farming, civil unrest, right? Because these are the things that we have been telling you all about, right? You know, the Lord stirring up that judgment. And hey, Babylon, these Edomites, just as how they are being described, they could never sit at home concerning the Habakkuk, right? Habakkuk 2 and verses 5. You know, because hey, Maduro defending his sovereignty, because he know, apart from you know, they targeting him, is always something these devils want. And as we know, Venezuela, it's highly known for its it's oil, petroleum and whatnot, right? So these here, there's a lot of resources. And we know this devil, he could never be satisfied, right? So, hey, a action being proposed, hey, to take him out, right? A action being proposed, you know. It's a, because he transgressed by wine, he's a proud man, and he'll keep it at home. Who enlargeth his desire as hell, right? And is as death and cannot be satisfied, but gather it unto him. Yeah, because he not being keep at home. You have wars going on, they're defending Israel, you know, against Iran. They bombed Iran with 3 missiles, you know. You're supporting Ukraine, you know, the war with Taiwan and China, you know. Israel, hey, this devil he could never keep at home, right? And here it is, you wanna come from quite across the western hemisphere to come across now to come out with Maduro pushing, you know, narcotics and drugs and whatnot into the streets of America and whatnot. And that is the act and the reasoning you're using to send out troops to monitor drug cartels and whatnot, you know. Upgrade blackout has happened to Venezuela in Caracas, you know. It's all adding up, right? Because who knows, you know, maybe you think these warships arrive and hey, it's all a full-fledged war, right? A full-fledged war. Because the Lord is stirring up the mighty men, right? Right now, the Lord's determination is to gather the nations together to judge them, right? And hey, we know these Venezuelans, majority of them, hey, they are jakes from the northern kingdom, right? Because hey, the Lord say he's gonna send the sword to bring a sore slaughter and judgment to Jacob just as well. You know, so this is all a part of the Lord's plan, right? And we have been telling you this, right? Let's see if I get this here. So bear with me. Right, the book of Joel. Joel 3 and verses 9. It says, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Right? Prepare war, wake up the mighty men. And this is what you see the Lord is doing to the four corners of the earth. He waking up the mighty men. And majority of these cases, Babylon has a lot to do with it. Right? Plenty in these wars, Babylon always interlined with these wars that is actually taking place. And why is that? Because the Lord now is basically setting up all these nations against her, right? The Lord has her, as the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord, he move it whatsoever he will, right? So the Lord is directing Trump to make moves. So in the end, the prophecy of Babylon the Great being hated by the nations and all these things, it would actually come to pass, right? Hey, this is the time that we live in the Lord causing our proverbs to cease. Hey, the people clearly see it, nothing nice to expect, but war, famine, pestilence, death, destruction. Just a quick one, firing up to the spirit, until the next. All praises to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Double honors to the elders and the apostles as it millstone. Till the next Shalom.